Rolling. All right, y'all, I'm gonna just jump into it for video 2. All right, you guys, my name is Marissa. This is my channel, Marissa the Refinisher, because I'm a bathtub refinisher, and this is my channel kind of about that. This is video 2. I'm actually going to make a concerted effort this video that I stop saying Video 1, if you watched it, thanks so much. That was a real sludge to get through because I'm just not super comfortable on camera. Don't really know what I'm doing. I have an outline, I have a plan, but sometimes the train of thought makes left turns that I don't intend, and that just is part of the adventure. So I had to edit approximately 350 out of the first video, and that was not something I'm excited to do again. So this time, are out of here. I said like a bunch too. I'm a millennial woman. We're gonna have to deal with that type of thing. Okay, this is video 2 of my Navigating a Niche Trade series. First, I want to do kind of a corrections/clarifications corner. I noticed in editing that I was not clear on a very important part. I was describing a challenge that my mom and I were having in our business several years ago, and I didn't actually say what that challenge was. So what that challenge is losing leads to your cheaper competitors. Like I discussed in that video, I read through a thread on a Facebook group with other bathtub refinishers where several were echoing that same concern, that the cheap $150, $200 fly-by-night, low-quality bathtub refinisher is taking business from them. Like I said, we had that issue for many years, and I decided I was going to set out to eliminate that issue from our business. And overall, I think I have. To give a rundown of that first video, what I did was decide who my client is if it is not somebody who is looking for the cheapest bid. Who my client is, and then how do I find them? The main point is if the consumer is seeing you on equal footing as the cheapest competitors, you are not doing your job. I was not doing my job as the professional to distinguish myself from them. So how do I do that? That has been my targeted focus for the last probably 3 years. People are heavily relying on search engines, but now increasingly looking at social media to find their service providers. If you're still relying on methods from 10 plus years ago for your clientele, you're not catching up. No one got into a trade to become a social media content creator, but we live in 2025. In 2035, I'm going to have to figure out how to keep my business relevant as well. However that looks, who knows what that's going to look like, but that has to be something that I plan and prepare for. If you want to stay relevant, you have to get on social media and then actually have to get kind of good at it. If you are a professional who wants to appeal to a target audience that is higher end than the target audience of the cheap fly-by-night refinisher, you're going to have to meet those clients where they are. I started to think about other ways that I've used to be noticed by the people I want to notice me. And not all of them are online either. So one of the ways is I started actually physically putting myself in their environment. There were two reasons for this. One, so that they would see me and notice me, but two, so I could get good at interacting with these people. My target audience is a little bit higher end than I am. So I started going to the grocery store in neighborhoods that I want to work in. Okay, why? Well, because my van with all of the signage on it is there in that parking lot for people who live in that neighborhood to see while they walk past. Grocery stores, but also Home Depots. When I need to go to Home Depot, I will go to the Home Depot in the areas I like to work in because there are people working on their homes in that area at that Home Depot. A big boost in confidence for me was getting, well, first of all, getting a van that looks nice. Prior to last year, I drove, well, first was a 2001 Chevy S10. That wasn't the worst of them, but it was still kind of a beater car. It had a little bit of signage on it, but it was not impressive or good looking. It just had our business logo and phone number on it. After that, started on fire in the middle of the highway and we had to get rid of it. I started driving my mom's 2005 Dodge Dakota. That one had a lot of problems. It had peeling paint. It was kind of beat up. My mom loved this truck, so I don't want to talk mess on it, but it wasn't a good looking truck. After that, died in the middle of the highway. I finally convinced my mom that we needed a decent looking vehicle. So we bought a 2021 Transit Connect mini cargo van. And I had professional lettering installed. This, I hate to say it, but it sounds so obvious, but it completely changed things. People look at my van now. It looks like it belongs in the neighborhoods I want to work in. It's eye-catching. I get compliments on it all the time. And when I got this van, I got confidence. So I started putting myself on purpose in situations that I wanted to be noticed. Another thing is I joined a bougie luxury gym. I kind of hang out there like 3 to 4 hours a day, a few times a week. Again, my van is there in the parking lot. There's a lot of contractors that go to this gym. So I see a lot of other wrapped contractor vehicles and I will message them on Instagram. I'll follow on Instagram. I'll message them and I'll say, hey, I saw your truck in the parking lot of the gym. We must serve the same areas. Here's our info. Here's what we do. I've also connected with a few realtors with signage on their cars that way. This one, again, is more about putting myself in the presence of the people I want to be my client, the type of person I want to be my consumer, so that I can observe them. I also love the gym. I tried to not go there for a little bit. I tried to save some money and go to a cheaper gym near me and absolutely hated it. So I'm just a bougie gym girl now. The last thing I did, and this may not be possible for everybody, but the house that I live in now was actually a job site for me about a year and a half ago, almost 2 years ago now. I got here and I saw it was for rent, and I was doing the tub, and I was just thinking about the neighborhood that it's in. It's the cheapest house in the nicest neighborhood. So because I live here, I'm driving around this neighborhood all the time. I'm being seen by my neighbors who live in historically registered homes, who have antique and vintage fixtures that I want to get my hands on. I couldn't really figure out if I wanted to talk about website or social media first. So I think I'm going to go ahead and talk website, which is going to lead me through a bunch of paths to talk about other things. So one of the ways to distinguish yourself from the cheap guy or any of your other competitors is through your website. I encourage you to Google search bathtub refinishers near me and dig around the websites of everyone who comes up, at least in the top 5. Hopefully you're one of those. See what they're doing and what is missing from there. Put yourself in the customer's shoes. Pretend you are shopping for a bathtub refinisher and you know nothing about bathtub refinishing. What would you want to see from these websites, from your own website? What information would you want to know before choosing a company to go with? I'm going to go ahead and do this exercise right now. Guess who's number 1 on the Google page? Okay, I'm going to look at number 2. First of all, what I see here is number 1 business, Permaglades of Texas, has 5 stars with 79 reviews. That's awesome. Second business has 5 stars, 4 reviews. If I was a customer, I would wonder what's going on with that. They must be a newer company. Number 3 has 4.6 stars with 11 reviews. I'm just going to act like, again, I am a customer looking for a bathtub refinisher. Number 4, 5 stars, 1 review. Number 5, I don't believe is actually they are a bathtub refinisher. 5 stars, nope. Yes, 5 stars, 22 reviews. Okay, not the worst. I would assume they're probably mid-tier. What am I at? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 5 stars, 77 reviews. I have caught up with you. Number 7, 5 stars and 4 reviews. So just looking at that, I'm gonna click on the 5 stars with 79 reviews and 5 stars with 77 reviews first, because those have the highest amount of reviews. So to me, that means the customer feels passionately about wanting to review them. So they must really be doing something differently than these other companies that have 20 or less reviews. I'm not going to click on my website just yet because I know what's on there. So I'm going to go ahead and click on honestly, I don't know why they're so far down the list, but I'm going to click on the 6th one, who has the 77 5-star reviews. All right. What I notice here first, and I'm very familiar with this company, they use their names on their website. So they have a business name, but 1, 2, and 3 places here, right at the top, they've got their first names. So you feel a personal connection with them immediately. You know who you're going to be talking to and working with when you contact them for a quote. I think that's awesome. I think that's great. Second thing I notice, we have no pictures. We've got a lot of description of what's going on here. We're a husband and wife team. We are a family-owned and operated bathtub refinishing company. Where we serve out of, what our service area is. Okay. Our work is never subcontracted to anyone else. Again, they've got their names all over this. My husband is the one who does the refinishing. I am his wife and the office manager. I will respond to, okay, all of that's great. We've been in the business for 45 years. That establishes trust. I really wish we had some visual representations here of what is going on. People are very visual. Sure, we like reading and knowing facts, but I want to see what is my tub going to look like when it's done. Okay, so our services, you just have to scroll down for their services. And they've got their pricing here. Bathtub refinishing, also known as bathtub resurfacing, bathtub reglazing, bathtub refurbishing, bathtub enameling. They did that for SEO purposes. No matter the term used, bathtub refinishing is a sprayed-on process that makes the worn-out, damaged bathtub look like new. Bathtubs are made from porcelain, acrylic, fiberglass, or cultured marble. Prices start at $750 and go up depending on size and condition. So they have starting prices right there on the first page of their website. That's great. And they've got all the different services they provide and their base starting prices. Okay, their service areas, a list of all the areas that they serve. That's also, again, mostly for SEO purposes. I'm going to click around. I've got a page called Bathtubs here. 3 pictures of their actual work and 1, 2, 4 stock photos. If you're a company who's been in business for 45 years, I think you would probably have more photos of your work, and that should be on your website. So for me, if I see this, I'm thinking, where is a visual representation of their work? I've got to make sure I have visual representations of my work on my website, and plenty of them. The FAQ page, it's a lot of reading. They've got a lot of reading and not a lot of eye-catching stuff to look at. In 2025, people's attention spans are short, and we need things to look at. Here's what they need from you to get a bid. Great. That's going to be my number 2. If I were a customer, I'd be looking at my website and their website. Just for fun, look at another one. I'm going to look at the one that's number 2 ranked on SEO, who only has 4 stars. Do they not have a website? They don't have a website. They do, but you've got to really scroll to find it. They need to clean up their page a bit. Looks like a franchise. First thing when I open up the page, it automatically sets to Raleigh, North Carolina, and has a Raleigh, North Carolina number. When I select my city, it only has Charlotte, Greensboro, and Raleigh. So I don't even see that they serve DFW. If I were to look at this, I would say they've got something wrong. Weird. Maybe their Fort Worth location's closed now? That's odd. All right, well, let's look at number 3 on the list. What am I seeing here? Okay, first you open it up. Got a video here.
Refinishing pros can do it all.
Okay, so they have a video here of just kind of explaining what they can do for you. Not really what bathtub refinishing is, just that you can extend the life of your tub, save 75%, have a minimal mess. Project is completed within hours. So it's got a visual representation, but it still isn't really descriptive of what refinishing is. They have a stock photo as their first photo. I recognize that from Canva. Again, take before and after pictures. Please, 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 please. 20 plus years of experience in hundreds of bathtub refinishing projects. We can fix these problems. They've got a lot on here for SEO purposes, which is probably why they're number 3, despite not the best reviews. This is good. The resurfacing process. 2-step procedure to clean and restore commonly used bathroom materials. Meticulous cleaning process removes soap scum, mineral deposits, body oils, repair chips and cracks. Apply a bonding agent. Apply a durable coating. How are you applying? Are you spraying? Are you rolling? What's the duration of the time it takes? Okay. And this looks very corporate and impersonal. Just, it looks like, your typical professionally built website. Again, no before and afters on here. Very impersonal website. There's nothing about who owns it. There's no names. You don't know who you're going to be talking to. You kind of assume with this website that you're going to be calling like a larger business, maybe. Nothing unique here. I'm not drawn to it personally as a consumer. All right, let's see who else. We'll do one more. They only have one review. I'm going to kind of write them off. All right, let's look here. This next website. Looking as a consumer. I'm not at first. Confirm you're not a robot. Okay, sure. Confirm I'm not a robot. Their website doesn't even work. I just got a virus from this website. Threat Defender. Okay, delete virus. I just got a virus from my competitor's website. This is crazy. Let's keep going. This company, when you first click, they also don't have a website. They have a Facebook page. On their Facebook page, there is a website linked. It takes forever to load, so they probably have not done any SEO. As a consumer, if something takes this long to load, we're going to click off. First thing you see is a stock photo. About Us. Let's look at About Us. It's been a long time since I've looked at these websites. This is just a copy of the homepage. Gallery. Please give me a gallery. There we go. Okay. We have some real photos. Are they the best photos? No. But they're real photos at least. I wanted some good. Let's look at Bathtub Refinishing Dallas. So I am in Dallas. Now, Dallas is not my main city. I don't target audience. I don't target Dallas in my ads. I really try to target Fort Worth in my SEO wording on my website. So I kind of, if I get jobs in Dallas, fine, but I don't target it. So I am 5th down in Dallas. But my first one, they've got 4.7 stars with 61 reviews. First thing I always do is go look at the lowest ratings. First review is someone who follows me on Instagram, so you must be a Dallas local. Interesting. 2 years ago. Oh, he was one of their technicians. That's why you follow me, because you're a bathtub refinisher. Dang, they owe him over $18K for a commercial project. I have proof, and he gives the receipts. And this is that's not good. So if I'm a consumer looking at this, I would be like, oh, they're dishonest. 2-star review. All right. Well, those are, 6 reviews out of 61. So if I were a customer, I always read the lowest reviews first. Let's look at the good reviews though. Highest. See if they make up for the lowest. Do newest. Newest review was a year ago. So they're not really looking for reviews. They've got 2 that are only 5 stars that don't say anything. There's no elaboration. That makes me think they probably got like a friend or a family member to give them some stars to boost their rating. A third one, great company, it says. Another one from a year ago, real person who says, they were informative, answered all my questions. I'm glad I let them refinish my old tub. Another one, just 5 stars. Probably a friend or a family member. Another one, just 5 stars. Another one, just 5 stars. So no elaboration here. As a customer, I think they've asked their friends and family for 5-star reviews. I don't trust it. Interesting. So someone in Fort Worth has this exact same website, has the exact same wording. So this must be some kind of franchise too. They at least don't have any stock images here, so that's good at least. It's got another guy. He's got 68 reviews, 4.9 stars. We've got the city skyline of Dallas. So you know he works in Dallas. Save time, save money, refinish it. Okay. Tub glazing, tub refinishing. Save time and money with tub refinishing. How? How do I save time and money? We have more than 14 years of industry experience. Great. I have less. So if I were a consumer, I'd be like, oh, they have more experience than these girls. Let's see. Before and after. He speaks Spanish. That's really helpful in DFW. I don't speak Spanish. I'm from Wisconsin. I didn't grow up learning Spanish, and that is a detriment here in Dallas-Fort Worth. Could I learn it now? Yeah, for sure. Should I? Yeah, for sure. I also took Latin in high school because I was like a nerd, and I thought it'd be helpful on my SATs. It was, but guess what I decided to do for a living instead of anything that required high SAT scores. Crazy how life works. Okay, so before and after pictures look great. We've got real before and after pictures on a slide. That's good at least, not stock images. Okay, so what I am learning from this exercise is there's a lack of personality and personalization from all of these websites across the board. There is a lack of visual aids, visual representations of refinishing work across these websites. There's a lack of information. A lot of, we can do it in a day, will save you 75%, saves you time, saves you money. How? What are you doing to save them time and money? What is the process? One website had pricing. Great. I, as a consumer, I'm going to go with the one who has the pricing. If I have to call and beg you to tell me what something is going to cost, I don't want to do that. I'm a millennial. Millennials are now like between 30 and 43 or something like that. We're not kids anymore. Millennials are full-grown adults who own homes. Things we're not doing, calling people. Yuck, yuck, yuck. Don't make me ask. This is already a long-ass video. My website. I'm actually going to go through this in video 3. Can you believe? I've already recorded about 45 minutes that I'm going to have to edit down quite a bit. So what I'm going to do is figure out how to use Adobe Video Editor because I've just been using CapCut on my phone so far. So I want to be able to add visual aids from my website into this video so that I can show you what I'm actually doing that is different. I built this website with my bare hands, with my blood, sweat, and tears. So anyway, I'm going to figure out how to properly edit a video so I can insert like screen grabs, video recordings. Final thing before I go. Another thing lacking is consistently updated reviews from competition. I request reviews from every customer. I do not do it while I'm at their home. At the end of every job, I tell every client, in 2 weeks, I'm going to reach out via email, checking in to see if there are any questions or concerns because there are still chemical reactions happening after I leave here today. So I just want to make sure once you use it for a bit, you still think everything looks great. I will send this email checking in. It will also have a link to our Google review page. If you feel so inclined and you feel like we deserve it, we would love a 5-star review. If you do have any questions, concerns, any issues at all, we do request that you give us that feedback directly so we have the opportunity to fix it and earn that 5-star review. This builds trust. Something I started doing most recently in the email that I send requesting reviews and feedback is I actually ask for negative feedback. What do you feel like we could have done differently to improve your experience? It's so scary asking that question because they may say things that you don't want to hear or that you feel like are impossible to implement or accommodate. But getting that feedback and at least hearing what the actual customer has to say so that the future customer has a better experience is, I think, essential to me. You would not believe how terrified I was when I first started sending these follow-up emails. I was sure, and my mom even was sure, like, this is going to encourage warranty calls. We're going to get a lot more warranty calls from this. We don't. We had, in total this year, 6 warranty calls. I think that's a pretty fair amount for 12 full months of work. So don't be scared. Just do it. Get the feedback, learn, grow, do better. I'll see you next video.